There's also this guy. Here's a flashback sound. RFK Jr., who's now in Trump's circle, who's now a part of these enablers. I want you guys to listen really closely what RFK Jr. said about Donald Trump and the people that follow him and that whole thing we call fascism.
You write about Trump. Quote, the way that you build a truly vicious nationalist movement is to wed a relatively small core of belligerent idiots to a much larger group of opportunists and spineless fellow travelers whose primary function is to turn a blind eye to things. We may not have that many outright Nazis in America, but we have plenty of cowards and bootlickers, and once those fleshy dominoes start tumbling into the Trump camp, the game is up. When you talk about fleshy dominoes, Chris Christie comes to mind.
Weird. It's like RFK Jr. knew who this guy was before he became one of those fleshy dominoes that's falling into place. A bunch of belligerent idiots. We may not have that many Nazis in America. That's where he was wrong. We have plenty of Nazis in America. We may not have that many Nazis in America, but we got plenty of bootlickers. And this sumbitch's tongue is full of Donald Trump's boots. It's like they knew who they were dealing with before they became the people that helped him do the things that he wanted. Hey, here's another of those bootlickers.
The Democrats are upset because Trump is so unconstrained and he's so ambitious and he's wielding executive power so confidently. And none of their presidents ever did. And nothing they can do can check his power. They feel like they've squandered the opportunity in the executive office to do grand things, to make peace deals, to redo the World Trade Order. And they're looking at a guy who they thought was just like a pockmark in history, come back and be a consequential president. And he's so consequential, he's leaving a symbolic and physical legacy right there on the footprint of the most hallowed grounds in Washington, D.C., and they can't wrap their head around it.
Oh, yeah. People wrap their head around it, just like you wrap your mouth around his boot and lick it clean every day. He's celebrating the unconstrained power, executive power of Donald Trump. What a little bitch Jesse Waters is. He gets paid well to lick boots. He probably gets a fresh one to put in his mouth every day. He wants to celebrate the unconstrained power to do grand things. He's a consequential president. I'm sorry, monarch. But they're going to continue to talk about how he's not trying to be some kind of king, as we have protests that show the millions of people that pointed out they want no part of it. So they can keep talking about how the American people are a bunch of terrorists and support criminals when they're supporting the biggest criminal in the White House right now. It's going to come to a head. I just want to keep laying out how it's going to come to a head. This is not a discussion about convincing people of anything. They already know. You just heard RFK Jr. talk about how he knows. They already know. So the only reason that you somehow get something out of this discussion with them is for them to say, yeah, I've been lying this whole time. I've been trying to do this for myself and making some money and getting myself near power because I'm a fascist too. Who would say that? That's the answer you're looking to get by explaining fascism to people who are carrying out fascist activities? There are some people at Fox News, though, speaking of Jesse Waters and the people that work with and for him, who understand that too. But what you'll see is that they can't say it out loud or identify their names to it. It's a Guardian quotes. It says Fox News employees expressed concerns that the network was intentionally aiding Trump. It was an anonymous internal 2020 survey. This is from 5 years ago. I'm telling you, they always knew it. They went over some of the things that these Fox employees were saying and what they were concerned about that was going on at this network that is now saying things like, we're celebrating Donald Trump's unconstrained power. Fox News is a propaganda machine for the Republican Party, not a news organization, and should be acknowledged as such. It's embarrassing to tell people that I work here, as even conservatives know Fox News Channel and Fox Business Network are biased information sources, not news. Again, that's what an anonymous employee said. Here's another quote. I sometimes go home fighting back tears. This network made me question my morals. Have I sold my soul to the devil? Here's another quote. There's a fear that we cannot anger the president or his most zealous supporters and have abdicated all pretense of truthful reporting. Hey, you guys, I got another set of quotes. Again, this is in 2020. I'm not sure if these folks have been fired or have quit since, but this is what they know as they worked there. This company aligns itself with the current administration and has lost its integrity. I wish there was purpose for what we do other than pushing the brand ideology, and political will of the president. Last quote. Many days I feel like I'm part of the problem, and Fox News Channel is contributing to hatred in this country. So when they call you crazy, just point out the people that are calling you crazy when the cameras aren't on and the microphones aren't in their faces are saying the same thing that you're saying. They're just celebrating it. Well, maybe those few people weren't then. There was this, I'm blanking on his name or the position that he was nominated for. There's this now new expose on how he's talked about how he's a Nazi. I do have Nazi tendencies. We know about that with these guys. And the question becomes, well, is this guy's nomination going to be taken away? When really the question should be, why are there so many Nazis surrounding the guy who says he's not a Nazi?